Hello folks and welcome to day 4 of Vlogmas. Today we are going to be picking back up with our Christmassy craft project and we're going to be having a go at making our own advent calendar. Now for anyone who didn't watch earlier in the week, I started this. Apologies if you hear any noises, my laptop is just dinging away. So earlier in the week we started this process and we cut out the outsides. Actually, I'm just wondering if I can show you more clearly. I'll talk it through then I'll show you. So we cut out the outsides, we cut out sort of the backdrop, but my machine wasn't set up. So I'm going to set up my machine now. This is actually a really big moment. This is the first time I will have sewn since all of the wedding sewing. So it's been over a month since I last sewed nothing, which feels wild. But I'm really excited to do some sewing today. So you're going to spend a lot of time pointing at the desk so you can see what I'm actually doing. I'll try and have a chat to you as well while I sew, and hopefully that's fun to watch and you guys enjoy it. So we are going to grab our advent calendar and I'm going to meet you with the ironing board and show you exactly what I'm doing, and then we'll get sewing. Okay folks, so we are by the ironing board. And I have given everything a good press so I can show you what we're doing. So this is the back of our advent calendar. It is, I didn't really measure it, but it's the size of one of our tea towels, which felt like a good one. I'm going to do it horizontal. So we should end up with 4 rows of 6 along the way, which will be really nice. So this is the back, so like that. And then the front is going to have this fun central panel like this, with a blue panel like so either side, so look like that. It's going to look really nice. We then have all of our squares, which are here. So I've got some fun little pink Christmas tree boys, which are quite fun. Give that more of a press. We have got these fun sort of little bauble ones, which are cute. They do need a press actually. There we go. Get that a bit of steam. So weird. I put the ironing board away after the wedding, but the ironing board was out in the middle of the living room covered in sewing stuff for about 6 months. So it actually feels quite strange to get it all out again. It's really weird. It feels a little bit like going back to writing after like a massive deadline or something, you know. It's sort of just, you know how to do it all, but it also feels a little bit alien. And I'm quite glad I'm doing a sort of little crafty project because it feels a bit more forgiving. And it also is using it, even though it's sewing, it's using a different bit of my brain, which is quite nice. So I've got this nice grey star fabric as well. We're going for sort of mixed and slightly mental. And then I actually have some white ones as well, which are cute. So I need to make sure I separate these into the right piles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I also have some white ones, which means I'll need to cut some of my numbers out of darker fabrics. But I thought it would break up the blue quite nicely to have little stars on it as well. So there we go, those are my stacks. And then here are all the backs. So once we have stitched the numbers onto these nicely, we'll sew, we'll bag them out, stitch them through. And then each pocket will sort of be self-contained, but I just thought it would look nicer and then you don't see the sort of the back of the applique, which is not as pretty. I cut loads of green ones and then I cut a few light ones just to cover off the lighter ones of these because I don't want it to show through too much. So we have a selection of things, although saying that 1 or 2 of these is too small, but that's, both of us are too small actually, but that's okay, that's absolutely fine. We'll just cut a couple more backgrounds. I'm not going to finish this tonight anyway. I'm just having a nice time sewing. So we have pretty much all the correct size of these. They will all work out to be a size, I'm sure. It'll all work out. I don't know, I feel pretty chill to be honest. I'm, having a nice time. The other thing I managed to find was some wadding. So I do have some. So my first plan is actually to sew the front and back together, pop the wadding in, and then I'm going to quilt it, and I think I'm going to do it diagonally. I'm not going to draw the lines on, I'm just going to do it by eye. That's how I normally do it anyway. So I'm going to move my little stacks over. I'll grab some scissors and then we can cut the quilting, not quilting, sorry, brain, wadding. What have I just picked up? Yes, right, okay, we must keep these separate. Front pockets, backs, there we go. Now, let's cut some wadding, let's grab some scissors. So I don't have enough wadding to do like a big continuous piece. I have enough to do lengthways, and then I'm going to have to fill in the bottom with other bits of wadding. But that's okay, because, well, I suppose it's okay for a number of reasons, but mainly it's okay because if I'm quilting it anyway, it'll stay in place. It's not the end of the world. So we're going to, first of all, get as much as we can lengthways in one piece. There we go. Do you know, it's really funny. I love getting to use stuff I haven't, like that I have the end of and I haven't been able to use. I've had this wadding in my stash since 2021, I think. 2021, 2022. Whenever I made my Cashmere Kimball bomber jacket is when I last used this. Because I had to buy it to quilt the sleeves. And it was the last time I did any quilting either. But I thoroughly enjoyed it then, and I'm sure I will enjoy it now. So we've got our crossways piece. I'm going to hold it up for a second and you'll see what I mean. So we're just missing this bottom stripe here. Also, if you see me looking this way a bit, it's because that's where my comfort monitor is, because my camera's back to front, because I'm trying to film the right way around. So if you see me glancing that way, it's just to make sure that I'm definitely in shot, because I'm not used to it yet. So we have this strip that fits quite nicely at the bottom. And I think my question probably then is going to be, do I have to quilt this on before I put the top layer on? I feel like the answer to that's probably yes. I don't quilt very often, guys, so I'm kind of out of my depth here. But also, I feel like it's probably fine to just sort of do it. And then just make sure... well, maybe actually, no, maybe I can't do that. Maybe I need to quilt it all together. Well, let's address this little corner that has no wadding in it first. How can we resolve you, little corner? Just cutting a little corner, I think. Right. Go. Lovely. So we have our wadding, it's in place. There we go. Then we just need to neaten it up a little bit. Sorry, those of you who quilt are probably watching this tearing your hair out at me. And for anyone who's going to comment telling me to use a pattern, no, I'm very, very happy figuring this out. It's been the best bit actually about a year of wedding sewing, is it's been a year of literally just creating my own instructions for stuff, which is stunningly cathartic, it has to be said. Obviously it has been like stressful, but I have thoroughly enjoyed it. So we have some wadding in place. I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew the front panels together first, and then I'm going to, oh no, I have to bag it out, don't I? Because otherwise my quilting can only go one way. Unless I do the same again. Okay, no, decision made. I'm going to quilt the back first, because it's just going to be so much easier to work with. Okay, so first round of quilting done. That's pretty good. I haven't quilted in a while. We've got a little gap at the back. That's not the end of the world. It's all right. I'll sandwich something in there. So I'm quite happy with this. It's a bit skew-iff, but you know, nothing to worry about. Now I'm going to make the front, and then I think I'm going to stop here for tonight. It's been nice to do some sewing after a very long day. Very, very busy times at the moment with work and everything, so it is nice to unwind. I do feel a bit strange. I'm definitely not ready to go back to garment sewing, but I am enjoying doing some Christmas crafts, so I'm just gonna move you guys over here. We can do this together, and then basically move you down there. Hopefully the sewing machine isn't too loud. But then basically the plan is that after today, on another day, I will cut out the numbers, and then we'll sew our little pockets together. Let's get this on here. I didn't really think about seam allowances, so that means we're going to use a small one just to make sure it works. But it does feel nice to be back sewing, and also to be sewing with like really stable fabrics and really just a lot of straight lines. I have spent most of this year sewing with satin and velvet and all sorts of awkward things, and I do think it's made me a much better sewist, but I am delighted to have a break and use some cotton for a bit. It does feel very nice. Hopefully you can hear me with the sewing machine. So I'm just using 1/4 inch. There we go. Obviously this is 4 days into Vlogmas, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. Again, it's been a long time since I've done Vlogmas, but I am really enjoying, I don't know, I find there's less pressure to get something sort of big and profound out, and it's more about sort of just showing up. Okay, so here we go. We have the front of our advent calendar. Look at it, it's really cute. So the next step will be not attaching the pockets, but stitching this onto here. Maybe should we do that now, actually? Should we do that now? Oh, why not? Let's just do that now. And then we can finish off in a nice place for the day. So what I am going to do is I'm going to leave the bottom partially open, and I'm going to do like a bias bound edge, I think. I think that's my plan anyway. Should I do that the whole way around? Oh, now I'm second guessing myself, guys. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't have any plain bias binding, so that might answer that one for me. And bagging it out might look nicer, but maybe I could like bias bind the top and the bottom. Okay, I'll at least do the sides, because then I can quilt it and then I can make that decision. Again, I've not done a seam allowance, but I've left about 1 centimetre between the edge of the wadding and the edge of the fabric, so hopefully that works. And let's just see. I think this year has definitely made me a braver sewist, I would say, and that sounds really stupid, but I mean, like, I don't know, I stress less about everything. Like, I just know I can work it out, you know? Sounds really silly. But it has been really, really nice just sewing this year and actually doing quite a few things without instructions and just going, this looks right, or I think this is how it would be best to do it, or, you know, however it is. And that's actually been a really, really valuable thing to learn this year, that I do have some sewing instinct somewhere that I can trust. Now I think one piece is slightly bigger than the other, but that's not the end of the world, because there's much more of a seam allowance at this side. Hooray, actually this has worked out quite well. Okay, so we're just going to hold this up here. I don't know if you can see. It looks like there's a problem, but there isn't, because that's actually where the wadding ends. So we're going to very carefully, I say very carefully, we're going to give this a go, basically. Hang on, there we go. So this I might pin, just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere strange. Right, there we go. Let's pin this along think, to be honest, we're still going to end up with 1 centimetre. There was just a bit of extra green at this end. I know, it's, ow. Just lightly stabbed myself in the hand, that's okay. Oh dear. Am I slightly off? Is one of these edges curved? Curiouser and curiouser. That's too much at one end. Maybe the green slopes up a little. Who can say? As long as we get these sides together and they're pretty much even, we can figure out the rest. Right. There we go. I hope this is good enough to give to my sister. I'm sure it will be. If not, I'll have an advent calendar and I will make her one next year. Well, I'll make one for her for next year with my learnings from my one this year. You know, it's all a learning process. Right, let's stitch this side together. This side's going to be slightly more challenging, I think. So, let's try it this way. So hopefully we'll turn it through, we'll iron it, and then it will make sense. I'm sure there are great patterns for these out there. But I think today I've had one of those moments where I'm like, oh, but it's a collection of squares. Why would I need a pattern? And to be fair, if I'd measured absolutely anything about this, I'm sure it would have gone better. Although I might be prejudging this, it might not be going badly actually. Right. Let's be very careful here. There we go. Let's get that pin out. It's going to catch under the foot. There we go. Okay. All will be worked out right now. So we'll go through, we'll lay it out on the floor. And I'll take you over to the ironing board and we can see what is next. Actually, that's fine because one of my blue bits is longer than I thought it was. So we're actually okay. We are all right. Hooray! So let me move you back to me. There we go. Look at that. So this is the start of our advent calendar. There's the back. There's the front. And as you can see, one of my pieces is just longer than the rest of it. So we'll just chop that off and then we're all good. So I actually think the more I look at it, the more I'm tempted to go and buy some bias binding of a cut. Actually, I'm going to nip that now before I forget. Because again, I'll look at it next time and go, oh no, it's wrong. Right. There we go. That'll do. And then I'm going to bias bind the top and bottom because I think that will look nice. And away we go. Perfect. So I hope this little slice of crafting has been fun. I will be in uni all day tomorrow. And then I don't know what Vlogmas will be tomorrow. It might be an outfit vlog because I've got a writing day at uni. So it might be a come to London with me and a little outfit vlog. If you want to see that, let me know. It will be a shorter one. But I hope you enjoy it anyway. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please remember that if you would like to see more from me, please subscribe. It makes the world of a difference. And do give this video a like as well and share it with anyone who is looking for a Vlogmas vlogger. I will do my best to be here for the whole month. So, see you guys tomorrow.